day, people want to be entertained, and they also don't want to be told what to think. So maybe things in entertainment will be okay after all. I'm curious what your Sound of Freedom take is, Krystal. What do you think?
I mean, listen, liberals are annoying,
Yeah.
okay? But film is political. Conservatives freak out all the time about various mainstream movies. There's a whole like Barbie map controversy right now.
Oh, that's about South China Sea.
Little Mermaid, you know, the main character being black. So, you know, I think that there is a lot of conservative freak out about movies. And
That's fair.
I would also say, listen, I haven't seen the movie, you haven't seen the movie. I'm not gonna opine on the specifics of the movie. The dude that it is based on is at best a fabulist and at worst an outright fraudster. His organization has been caught in any number of lies. Just to give you one particularly disgusting example, they highlighted this young girl who they called Liliana, who they said was trafficked across the border at age 11. They said that they freed her from her hell of being trafficked and raped 30 to 40 times a day. Liliana freed herself. This organization had nothing to do with her, didn't even know her until 2 years or something after she was able to free herself from her own hell. And some of the key details, even her age and the circumstances under which she was trafficked, she came across the border with a romantic partner, for example, were completely, you know, invented. And that's not the only circumstance. Journalists went along with them on one of their raids, and I think it was in Haiti, and found that actually some of the kids that they were trying to save from their own hell, they were being trafficked for the first time that time because they had actually inadvertently created demand for sex trafficking through their tactics. Other people who work in the space say that they go about this in like a horrible way. They don't keep track of the women and girls that they, you know, work with after the fact. They were under investigation by the state of Utah for lying to donors and potentially abusing some of these trafficking victims themselves. That investigation, I will say, has been dropped. But just let's be clear. The dude that this is based on, there are a lot of questions about who this guy is, what he actually did, and he also has, like, it's public that he has this plan to use his prominence in the sex trafficking world to bolster his own profile and potentially run for political office. So anyway, that's what I'll say.
I think everything you just said is completely fine. I just don't think it has anything to do with the movie. And so it's like the movie, I guess, is based on him. But, you know, when we're talking about...
I haven't seen the movie, so I can't say, and you haven't watched it either, so I don't know how you can say that definitively.
Well, I mean it's based on his life, but the point... well, yeah, I guess it's alleged life. I mean, it's just, look, at the end of the day, it's a dramatization, quote unquote, like based on a true story. So I think all of that is true. I think all that criticism should remain there. But I'm saying that what effectively is being said is that the movie itself is QAnon based. Now, this star, Jim, what's his name? Whatever. I can't pronounce it properly. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely said some crazy stuff.
He's like spoken at QAnon conferences and stuff like that. Yeah.
All of that, 100% true. However, you know, once again, like in the movie, like that's not actually what's being done. So I think we should look at these things on their merits. The fact that the movie is doing well doesn't appear to really... I mean, at the end of the day, how many times do we talk about QAnon and the tiny slice of the U.S. population? Millions of people have gone and seen it. Already, people who are going to go see this film had nothing to do with QAnon. Well, they just heard about them.
Here's the other thing that bothers me about the promotion of the film, which is that they've been pitching audience members
to buy tickets.
Tickets, buy them ahead of time, and trying to persuade them that they're going to be part of this fight and that they're doing something like noble by buying these tickets and that they're really going to, you know, aid in what is a genuine, legitimate, horrific problem here and around the world. And, you know, I think that that is incredibly emotionally manipulative and misleading as well.
Well, here's the other answer, and that's a great follow-up piece. Did you actually use this money to do anything about this problem? Or are you doing it for self-aggrandizement?
Well, you won't get straight answers from them because they've been caught in any number of lies.
I think that's a 100%, you know, fair question. I think all the points that you just brought up are exactly the things they should talk about. And yet, what are we talking about instead? They're like, anybody who even goes to see the movie is some like QAnon nut job. And I'm like, these are all far more legitimate, I think, lines of inquiry whenever it comes to it. So anyway, I thought it was interesting in terms of the discourse hall here. And actually, our discussion was far better, I think, than most of what we're seeing in But yeah, I guess that's kind of part of the course, right? That's what we do. We got a great guest standing by, Sean O'Brien. Let's get to it.